Yeah, you lost the bait and everything. Oh, there's still a fish out there. This is a good fish. Where the hell is it?
Christ. I can see him over there. He's all the way over there. How big is he? He's pretty big. I'm not going to lie to you. He's coming back.
Oh, come on.
Come on, mate. Oh, shite. Oh, one for you. That's too close.
No, you're right there. I'm more worried about the poles and under the bridge.
I think you should be alright.
I got absolutely no idea what's going on back there. I'm fighting completely blind. Up.
What do you call it? I'm calling in the 70s.
70s? That's not huge. I'm sorry. What? 70's quite huge enough for me.
My best is like
Under a bridge.
My best is close to 8. Is yours recording?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
It's big. I can feel the weight. I can feel it rubbing on those poles. That's what worries me.
I really hope you don't snap this off. I want you to catch this. Same. I think you're swimming in a school or something as well.
Yeah, well, did you see the big puff of mud?
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, he's huge. I saw him.
Okay, she's out from under the bridge. Oh, yeah, that's a big fish.
I may go under the bridge. Yeah, no, I'll stay with Andrew.
That is definitely a big fish.
Big, hey. I'm calling 70, 75, 80.
Yeah, I'm going with 70, mid-70s maybe. She's huge. There's a reason I like this pool.
Yeah, that's a good reason.
Gee, she's got some weight. Oh, it's got scales on it. Yours don't?
Yeah. Do you want me to hold it?
Nope. Move, move, move. Uh-oh. Don't like those weeds. Come on. She's big.
Ethan, you're probably going to have to get her out of the water.
No.
Oh, do you want to?
Yep.
There you go. This fish? Yeah. I think it may be helpful.
No, it would be helpful. It's just I don't want to have to get cranky at someone else for breaking the line. Really?
Oh my. That's a big fish.
Back off. I'll need that space where you're at for my rod.
Much bigger than yours, Ethan. Shut up, Eric. To be fair, I haven't caught one today, so... Yeah. Oh, he's fat. Got a nice tummy.
So what's that? 5 pound.
Chuck him on here.
Just on 4 kilo.
Oh, does that tell you how many kilos he is?
Yep. That's why I grabbed them.
Big bloody head.
If you look, right there, there's a scale on it.
Oh yeah. It's about 4 kilo, yeah.
Whoa, that's a decent fish. Solid.
He's about...
Oh, is that all?
No, she's not as big as I thought it'd be.
It's just fat.
Damn fat.
Stomach.
It's got bloody stretch marks on it.
Pinned right in the corner of the mouth. Nicely.
I may go have another cast.
That's it.
Oh, come on. You got your pliers there?
Yes I do. Wait up. Just deep in my pocket that's zipped up. Oh my god, why do my pants have to be so wet?
She's fat, that's for sure.
Big fish.
Did you get all this on camera?
I hope so.
Corrupted footage.
Yeah, that's happened before. Got a whole hard drive at home with probably about 50 hours worth of footage on it that
Just corrupted.
it's the hard drive itself crashed. So
Can I?
65 centimetres.
That's a big guy.
Oh.
well, I thought she'd got me when she went under that bridge and just wouldn't come back. I really thought she had me. Oh, there she is. Hello. Yeah. Okay, now use your rod. Don't stop winding
Like that.
and use your rod. Put pressure back on it, but not too much, not too much. You might want to loosen your drag. That's well tight. That's too tight, too loose.
There we go.
No. You want to.
Is that good?
Well, use your rod. Use your rod, yeah. Did you see how I had my rod down? Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, now pull back on him. You're trying to force it to come back this way. At the moment it's over there, you want it back over here. So stop playing with your drag. You had it all right for a little bit there. Your winding's going to do nothing. Do you hear that zzz sound?
Okay, yep. Making a run.
Yeah, let it. That's what your drag's there for.
Yep. Now try and pull.
No, don't. Just, okay, now lift your rod.
Yep.
Don't wind while you're lifting. Now wind back down, keeping that bend in the rod. Now lift back, just gently, and do it again. And down, and then back up. Okay, whoa. If he wants to go, he's got to be able to go. Otherwise he'll bust you like my first fish did. Okay, so hear that noise? That's your reel telling you that you're not gathering any line onto the spool.
Yep.
So you can wind all day and you'll just cause knots in your line. Now watch where your line's rubbing against the...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Because you'll bust off there. Again.
Right, he's gone.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Stop playing with your drag. You'll bust him off if you keep playing with the drag. You gotta trust your gear. Just trust your gear. Okay? Now, lever back, up, turn him around.
Right.
Yeah. Now, wind back into it. No, yeah, still gaining no line. You might want to tighten the drag just slightly. That should be slipping a bit more than it is. Now use the rod, lift, don't wind, and then wind back in. But you... Okay, you're winding against weight there.
Yeah.
Use your rod to lift the fish back towards you and then wind in the slack. All you're doing is winding in slack. Your reel shouldn't be doing any work at all. Your reel is only a storage device for line. Okay?
Are you able to check where he is now, please?
He's across there. Lift the rod, stop winding, lift, and wind back down. Lift, and wind back down. No, you're letting it go slack before you're dropping the rod tip and then you're winding. You want to wind back into the, you got to keep that bend in the rod and wind back towards the, so again, you just let the whole rod go slack. Yeah, keep the pressure on all times. Otherwise what you're doing is you're pulling him out and then as soon as you let it go slack, he's swimming back to where he was. So you're not actually doing anything, you're not gaining anything on him.
I can hear him.
Yeah, it's back under the bridge now. Okay, now you put your finger. This is why it's much better to, you're very awkward with your left hand, obviously. And so you've got to change your reel handle over to the left-hand side. So that you're winding with your left hand. You know, doing this with your left hand, you could do that all day spastically with no problem at all. However, trying to fight a fish with your left hand is a bit different if you're not left-handed. This is why I'm saying it's
right there.
incorrectly set up to have it on the right. If it's, stop dropping your rod so fast because you're losing the entire bend of the rod. So it's not about whipping it up and down, it's about a controlled pull. See how straight it is? Seriously, you're going to lose more fish than you land if you try that one.
Yeah.
You've got to keep that bend in the rod.
He's right there.
Yep.
Oh, he's a big son of a bitch.
Wait a minute. Why's my line under there? I think I lost one just then while I was watching you.
Sorry.
That's okay. Not your fault. Yeah, I just picked your phone up off the middle of the bridge there before it got trodden on or something.
Try and get it there.
Yeah, okay, let's give line. It's in a perfect place now. Come around.
Yes. This is perfect, this place.
Okay. It's nicely. Well, don't lift, come to the side. Because you're trying to lift through that roots there.
Should I do this?
Yeah, just gently. Let it have some line. Try and get it out of that area. Don't give it any slack. You're giving it slack. Is there a stick around or something? That's a pain. That's a pain. Just hold it there. How deep's that? Whoop, 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 whoop. No, that's too deep.
Sure? Alright?
Yeah, it's way deep. I'm not going in there. Not with my camera around my neck at any rate. Pain that it's hooked around that. Oh, there he comes.
Oh, there we are.
That's it. That's what we want.
I didn't even notice it.
Like I said, just keep that pressure on it.
Yeah.
You got to lift the rod up. Yeah, you got to keep that rod bent. You can't let the rod straighten in the fight, because that's when you start losing fish.
He's one good fish.
Slightly bigger than, or slightly heavier than the one I just landed. Just over 4 kilo. Not a bad fish. Where's your brag mat gone?
Yeah.
I'm real keen on the way these grips tear the lip there.
I think just it's so heavy.
Shouldn't matter. Should have a flattened area so that it doesn't cut straight through.
Definitely not as fat as the one you had, but definitely not as fat as the one you had.
Should be longer.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, thanks. He was a hard one.
I don't know, about the same size. To pick them up,
Alright, good now.
just hold it like that, and then off she goes.
Lake monster.
That one was a bit of a lake monster, indeed.
Very happy with that.
You should be. Now, as I say, you don't need rope and you don't need meat hooks. Tiny hook, tiny line, dirty great big fish.